Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. It is 9 minutes past the hour on this 23rd day of December. The countdown is officially on. It is less than 48 hours and Christmas Day will be here. Yours truly, Joe Dupree in the building. Welcome to hashtag Truth Be Told, JD Live, your early morning get up, wake up, wake up. Your information, inspiration, motivation in the morning conversation that promotes elevation. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the JDMS. And we're on YouTube at 100 ELK Media. Good morning, family. How y'all doing? Well, I'm never in here by myself. I've got my residential Lamar Burton. Reading is fundamental. Find your book, get you a book. Somebody tell you something about a book. He is the host of the Griot podcast, the Sean P. Experience. Y'all put your hands together. Happy holidays to my brother from another mother. Sean P. is in the building. What up, Sean?
What's going on? What's going on, Joe? How you doing? You and the audience, man. It's so good to be black, be black and back. Good to
That
be
part.
back, my man. But I love coming and bringing y'all a good report whenever great things, beautiful things happen, man.
Out to
I
me.
just came back from New Orleans, Joe, man. Went to the African American Museum in New Orleans, in Treme, right? African American Museum in New Orleans. If you ever go out there, family, you got to go out there,
Right.
hit it up. Amazing sites, a lot of education in there, especially about Katrina specifically, and after Katrina, post Katrina. If you ever saw any of those documentaries on Netflix or Hulu or read the books, go and see that site and look at a lot of the visuals they have there and talking to the amazing staff there on the grounds, man. It's just a thing to behold. They have wonderful vendors there. Everybody selling their own, products, doing commerce, black business. I mean, I love to have a good report like that when I come back on the show. And also, Joe, I'm gonna get one more thing with the Congo Square. So I've read about historic Congo Square a lot from a lot of different publications, fiction and non-fiction. So go out there and actually touch it and see it and be on the grounds, man, and see the wonderful sculptures and things of that nature was just. I love those kind of experiences, man. So I want to just come and report that back, to the family, man.
A must-see visit spot for tourism. You must go see the African American Museum in the Treme, and you have to go.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Congo Square.
And you know what's crazy, Joe? All the years I spent gallivanting in New Orleans for different other reasons as a young man, I never thought to stop at some of the historic places and take those in. So at this point in my journey, I want to go to different places and visit, at 2026, I want to go to Mississippi, Civil Rights Museum, of course, Memphis, of course, Civil Rights Museum, Alabama. I just want to travel and hit these different spots, so, man, do a lot of journalism when it comes to that.
Yeah, and that's it, man. Go see those places. Let me know when you decide to go to my home, to Memphis 10.
Yeah, you gonna know. You gonna know.
Just let me know, because I just might tell you, hey man, you got a partner. I'm rolling with you. We rolling together.
Hey, there it is, man. See that Lorraine Hotel,
Yeah. The
Lorraine
Hotel.
right.
I can show you a little more things about Memphis that most folks won't show you. Like we can go see
stats. 10 toes down, baby. 10 toes.
Memphis 10, baby. As they say around my place, mine. Let me tell you something, mine. I'm from Memphis, mine.
Man, yeah, bang. Joe, I got a question to ask you before we get started to the actual content, man. I saw last night this report that one of the creators of Call of Duty died in a car crash last night or something like that, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah. One of the creators of the. I never had the team I work with is the audio team, but the creator, the person who said, "Look, we're gonna do this first person shooter that winded up being one of the greatest first person shooters ever in video game history."
Yes,
and you have to understand. You got to understand where this thing come from, and I'm gonna go somewhere that before we go into the content, it's gonna mess y'all up. It used to be the big time video game way back in the day when video games first started was a game called Doom.
Yep.
You run around these blocks and you're shooting people, first person shooter.
Yep.
Duty was the evolution of Doom. And GoldenEye for those of you who probably around Sean's age, because I'm a lot older.
Nobody there.
You know, GoldenEye was probably the shooter that everybody wanted. You know, and Call of Duty came along and changed.
And Joe, what about Tomb Raider?
Yeah, Tomb Raider really wasn't a first person shooter. That was kind of a third person.
Okay, you know, okay. I thought it was a first. Okay.
And it would go from third to first, and you could go different ways. And you can do that in Call of Duty, but most people keep it first person shooter. You know, some of the great first person shooters in video games is Halo, GoldenEye, from 007.
They're serious on Halo, Joe. They serious.
Yeah. And Call of Duty, you know, people play Call of Duty and Battlefield. Right now, if your kids are out there and you're trying to get a gift for them for Christmas, most of them are asking for two things. Either they're asking for one or three things. They're asking for Fortnite, they're asking for Call of Duty, or they're asking for Battlefield, or they're asking for all three.
But Joe, what's that game with the boy with the homo with the hoodie on? And you go at a different time period. I think everyone's a different time period. What it was called?
About
come on, Sean P. I've seen it in my brain.
You talking about Cyberpunk? Hold on.
No. The dude, like, I think one iteration of it, he like with the Vikings and whatnot fighting, and one iteration
you talking about the notorious Assassin's Creed.
Yeah,
you talking about the Creed, baby.
Yeah,
the Creed is a monster now. The Creed to me is more historical.
Oh yeah, historical.
You know, it's mostly historical because he went to Egypt. He came out with an Assassin's Creed movie, which is spawned from the Assassin's Creed video game.
Okay.
The Creed is a monster.
Okay. Yeah.
Speaking of which, a lot of you gonna be playing video games probably from now to 2 years. You know, folks they either getting college football, Madden. You know, some people are basketball. A lot of you 2Kers out there. There's 2K is big right now.
Yeah,
there is a lot of gaming stores. To be exact, the only gaming store I know is GameStop. It used to be GameStop, Electronic Boutique, and I know there's some mom and pops game stores called I forgot the Game Traders. But there's a lot of game stores right now that are getting a lot of commerce.
Yeah, they are
during this time of season. So the shopping numbers are down. People ain't really spending money, Sean. When I talk to them,
they got it.
Now,
you can't get it. I ain't got it.
Sean P. But Sean, I would like to report that the economy is A+++++.
Oh man, you don't stop that, man. You don't stop that, Joe.
Sean.
Joe, I just told you we done had a weekend in New Orleans, bro. I ain't said a whole week. I gave you a part of it. I gave you a sneak peek. We had a whole weekend in New Orleans. Every time we stopped to eat something, Joe, oh man. Every time, every meal, it gotta be this price. Oh, bro. Just to park the car? You mean the parking gotta be, bro? It's crazy right now.
Things are at an all-time high. At an all-time high.
I would have pretty much like, you know what? I gotta go work like 2 or 3 days of overtime, make some of this back. Right. I gotta recoup some of this.
Just to break even, right? Just to somewhere feel like I'm breaking even in the game.
Yeah, I can't lose it all, Joe. I gotta get something back.
Well, good morning, family. Good morning. I see a lot of folks are logging in. Good morning.
Okay. Good morning, people. Good morning. Peace.
Good morning. So listen, there's bad news in the video gaming world.
Yeah, that is, man. That is. Let me ask you a question, Joe. To put that to like a little pivot, but I want to stay on Call of Duty, right?
Right.
In my generation, being younger than you, whenever Mortal Kombat came out, was a big deal. Big waves. They wanted to ban it. They're gonna cause the kids to be violent. All this other kind of stuff was said back then. Now these days, Call of Duty, first-person shooters, and all that. Would you say it attributed to some of the mass shootings that we have and some of the things that, a percentile of that coming from that particular iteration of
I'm
entertainment.
I'm glad you kind of went down here. Let me
Folks
say
spending like
this.
18, 20 hours a day just shooting up, the
Glad you
synthesizing themselves, and you know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you said that. Here's what I have to say about anything. Anything that is not consumed in moderation is normally abused in some shape, form, or fashion. It does in some shape, form, or fashion because it is being abused, the consumption. If you eat too much, if you gluttonous on anything.
Hey, Joe, drink too much water, baby. You drink too much water.
Hey. I mean,
Drink too much
regardless
water.
if it was meant to be for good, if it was something man-made that was meant to take you somewhere, anything that is consumed gluttonously, too much, will
Hey, Joe,
cause some type of problem.
Can I say something before the holidays, Joe?
Talk to me.
I was told that whatever you just really can't let go, you can't put it down, that's your guide. Might be some Jordans, might be Call of Duty, might be sport betting, it might be hot wings. I don't know what it is. But if you really can't put it down for an extended period of time and detach,
right,
it has a level of power over your being, bro.
Now, since you brought up Call of Duty and video games and they're trying to tie that into mass shooting and gun violence, let me say the following. People who are intentionally got their mindset on doing something bad, they're going to do what they're going to do. Period. Sometimes you have to see that sometimes you got to see this with people. Like when a person is arguing and they hell bent on fighting you or causing you harm, once they mind click in and they say, you have offended me to the point I got to throw these hands or I got to pull out a gun, ain't too much you can do except
there is no de-escalation. There ain't no de-escalation. Right.
You just got to get ready.
Yeah.
Because it's about to go down.
Yeah.
It's about to go one way or the other, but it's about to go down. Because
and my thing is to swing first. I'm a little guy, so swing first.
Right. Hey,
I ain't getting stuck. I'm swing first.
Hey, I've got my niece. My niece just showed up out here. Good morning, Willie Sue. How you doing this morning? And she's doing her thing out there in Austin, Texas.
Good morning.
She will tell you her grandfather, my dad, that was his philosophy, especially with me. I had me and her brother. She only has one brother. Her brother is James. James and I are the same age. James actually older than me. James is more like my brother, though he is my nephew. And when I show pictures of us, everybody say, man, that's your brother. That ain't your nephew. No, that's my nephew. But his dad, my brother, which I had an older brother, his dad, Winston, and my dad used to tell us all the time, y'all too small.
Yeah, swing first. Yes.
Swing first. But hold
up. You can't wait to get hit and then realize, oh, I'm in a fight. No, I got to swing first. I apologize.
I know my daddy used to tell me swing as if your life depended on it. So that first swing might be your last swing. So try to put him on his tail. First swing. First swing, you trying to take him clean out the game.
I'm gonna apologize later. Oh, my bad. I thought you wanted to fight. I thought you would. How your hands was moving. I thought you wanted to fight. My fault. I pick you up, brush it off. My bad, dog. I ain't mean nothing on the drink.
I heard all the yap. I saw the hands moving. I just had a natural reaction. I had my bad.
Flagrant.
Right.
One.
Speaking of which, people are talking about my good friend, number 4, Mr. Metcalf.
Okay, now.
Detroit Lions.
I heard about this. Don't tell me. Let me tell you. Enlighten me.
Let me just say what I got to say here right quick.
Here we go.
Some of you folk, y'all got some real foul mouths. And you talking to a grown man, a big grown man. Not a real grown man, but a
big one. A big one.
Metcalf, they got a couple of guys on that Steeler team. I don't care how you feel. You might want to be careful how you say whatever you got to say to them, because their reaction might not be what you want. See, here's the crazy thing. Just because I'm a football player, just because I'm making a lot of money, just because I play in the NFL does not mean I'm not human. So don't talk to me as if I'm somebody's dog, I'm somebody's property, or if I'm somebody's slave, because I will handle you accordingly. Go ahead, my brother.
Let me ask you a professional question, Joe. hypothetically, you in your law enforcement, your law enforcement uniform, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a person might think in their mind, because Joe at work, literally and technically, he can't do me nothing. I can say what I want to say. So even in my capacity of security, I've had some instances at the hospital where a person think in their mind, oh, he ain't gonna lose his job. I'm gonna go do this to him. I gotta make them realize real fast, hey, bro, I'm a man with a family and all that, but I'm still a man first. I would lose all of this. I'm a man first.
Well.
And I don't make millions. Imagine if I was a billionaire, I don't make millions. Imagine if I was an NFL player. Man, come on, bro.
So hold on. So since you said it that way, let me make a few things.
And still swinging first.
Right, hold up. Let me make some things very clear to people because people need some clarity here. First of all, don't let these Facebook, social media podcasters and these ish talkers on here who really don't know the law try to convince you of the law, and you think all of a sudden you can provoke somebody to do or say something, and you're going to get instantly rich by either suing them or suing the organization that they attach to. Because, watch this. I understand what happened in Detroit, and most of the time people do things like that to provoke people where they can put a lawsuit on a person. Not understanding you trying to play these games with these professional athletes can backfire on you, because I don't know why Metcalf threw the punch. He didn't land the punch. He threw a punch. He grabbed the man's shirt or whatever. He threw the punch. But let's be clear about something. You're not supposed to heckle those players. It's actually on the back of your ticket. It says you can be escorted out of the venue. You can have legal action taken against you. So once again, when folks try to provoke individuals who are stars, because all they're doing is doing that to try to make them come out of character where they can sue them. Because guess what? People's reputation. Yeah, talk to me.
You in actual legal school right now, I understand. Help the family understand how simple an assault could be. Like spitting and like besides literally hitting somebody, assault has a wide umbrella of you can still be assaulting a person without I didn't touch you. You ain't gotta touch me. To be assaulting me.
Right. You can verbally assault an individual.
Verbally, yeah.
And if they know how to take it there, they can definitely have you dealt with through the legal system to be handled. See, here's the thing folks don't understand. You got these Facebook lawyers who try to tell you ABC, XYZ. Some of it is they're not telling you this to legally arm you with the weaponry you need to survive. They telling you what they're telling you for click, like, and share, because they get a monetized check for you jumping on there going, I saw so-and-so and so-and-so said such and such.
And Joe,
and you shared that buffoonery with somebody.
I got a big disclaimer.
Right. Not knowing that if you go out there, Sean, if you go out there and try to use that, see, that's just like, watch this. If you go out there and if you watch these right now, they have video Tai Chi where they teaching folks Tai Chi via the internet. If you don't go to a dojo and strengthen your wrist, and if you don't muscularly strengthen certain joints in your body, all
that be like Jake Paul. You be like Jake Paul.
Right. Until hold it. Until you try that on somebody and you realize your wrist ain't fortified, your elbows ain't fortified, and then when you hit it, right. When you hit a thing, all of a sudden you find out that you're a little more brittle than you thought. Then instead of you getting somebody off of you, what you wind up doing is dislocating your shoulder, dislocating your elbow, breaking your wrist, because there is a process of strengthening muscle and bones before you start all this. All the motions are fine and stuff, but have you strengthened your body and prepared yourself? Right. This ain't no Mr. Miyagi, son. Wax on, wax off. Hold it. And guess what? He had Daniel's son wax it on and wax it off a lot until his body was built up.
10,000 hours, the master of craft. 10,000 hours.
Say that again, Brother Sean.
In my first book, Shameless Plug, it takes 10,000 hours to master your
kick. Watch your kick. Go get that book.
But Joe, what I want to stick to the fans on a serious note, when it comes to legal matters and all that stuff, I try to avoid being a racial person, especially on the public airways. But if we have another person that's not black talking about, man, the cop pulled me over and I told the cop this and I told the cop that, I tell my friend, don't you try that. I tell my children, don't you try that. They can do that. Or if I get pulled over and I talk about it the next day, my friend be like, son, oh, you should have told him this. You should have told him that. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Listen.
I'm not playing with these people. I'm not, bro.
Listen, I have local and other credentials, law enforcement credentials. I don't care who pulls me over.
And you travel a lot. So you can stop in Chicago somewhere. What you gonna do, Joe?
Hold on. I don't care who pulled me over. I say yes, sir. I say no, sir.
Yeah.
I keep my hands on the steering wheel. I look forward. When I do look at them, I answer the questions I choose to answer. And the questions I don't want to answer, I don't answer until these words come out of their mouth. And it normally comes out of their mouth around the 1 minute mark, around 1 minute. After 30 seconds to a minute of conversation, this comes out. Are you law enforcement? Do you have any law enforcement affiliation? If they don't ask me, I don't tell them. I keep my hands on the steering wheel. I keep looking forward. I say, officer, how are you doing? Are you having a good day? That's the first words normally out my mouth when I get pulled over. Officer, how are you doing? Are you having a good day? Well, sir, I pulled you over for, did you know? And normally my response is, no, I did not know. I didn't know that. I was driving the speed limit. No, you weren't driving the speed limit. Well, you might need to check your equipment. I was driving the speed limit.
You know, guess what, Joe? I drive on cruise control on purpose. I'm on cruise control every time on purpose. So you can't tell me I was over. I can't be over.
Now, here's the laughing thing. People who know me know only during my private time I'm in my private vehicle. Most of my vehicle time, I'm in a law enforcement vehicle, or I'm in a vehicle that has license plates that either says U.S. government, public, or says something that if I did get pulled over by anybody, they're gonna ask the question, is there a way I can assist you? Because it seems to be you going at a high, and if I'm ever going at a high rate of speed and I ain't got some lights on, something wrong.
That's
just not me.
You the pro, I'm not. But this is what I do. As they give me directives, before I do it, I repeat it back to them. Like right now, they say, get your license. I say, it's in my glove box. They say, well, get it. I'm like, right now?
Okay. So
go and get it.
What I'm about to tell y'all is
not legal. Insurance at? It's over here. Go get the insurance. Right now?
Hold on. 32
I'm
minutes.
I'm being sarcastic. I mean, it's gonna be clear.
Hey, 32 minutes past the hour on the 23rd day of December. What I'm about to say to you is not legal advice. It's only my opinion. It is only from my own personal experience, and it is no shape, form, or fashion reflecting anybody that I may work for, have worked for, or any agency I have anything to do anything with. We're getting up on the holiday season. There is a lot of folks that will be drinking and driving. I highly suggest if you drink, don't drive. Yeah, this is just some advice. This is advice. This is not legal advice. This is personal advice. If you're going to drink, don't drive. You Uber, you find a designated driver. If you're going to drink, don't drive. If you're going to partake in anything that might put you in impairment, if you're going to smoke, if you're going to take gummies, if you're going to do anything that might get you impaired, you might want to be impaired on the passenger seat or in the back seat. Okay? Now, this is why. Because this time of season, people who do work in law enforcement, I'm going to tell you straight up where you can say you heard it here. Now, this you can run back and tell. There will be checkpoints all over the place.
I was going to say that.
All over the place.
It will be checked up.
Local.
Checked up.
There will be state. They will be with ICE and the feds now. There will be checkpoints all over the place. If you are rolling with somebody who may be undocumented, that might not be a wise thing to do right now. Because if you get pulled over, they will ask to see everybody's ID in the vehicle. and they have the right to do that. So you can sit there and say, I wasn't driving. You ain't got to see you can listen to our Facebook lawyers all you want to. No. If a law enforcement officer, no matter who they are, no matter where they from, asks you, I need to see your ID, you best produce them ID or name quick, pronto, because that is for their safety and for yours. Because, baby, we don't know, you might be Hannibal Lecter in disguise. And if you can't produce some ID and you look like Hannibal Lecter, guess what I'm assuming? I got Dr. Hannibal Lecter here. He about to cut up and eat up all of us. And guess what? I'm going to act accordingly. So when you start telling people I ain't got to identify myself, the first thing folks are saying is, why? Are you a fugitive from the law? Are you a murderer? Are you somebody who have done something nefarious? Are you a terrorist? Are you somebody right now that also may have a weapon? Because these days and times, people ride around with weapons in their car. Go ahead, Sean.
Give you a personal story, which is rare. In the city where I'm from, way before all this ice, it's like 12, 15 years ago. I'm always a night person, right? I'm walking and talking at night to my wife, at the time my girlfriend. We just walking and talking, kicking it, right? I got on a tank top, some pajama pants, and some house shoes. About 1 in the morning, whatever it was. Don't you know 4 or 5 cop cars swooped down on me with the lights on and everything. And they demanded to see my ID. I'm thinking in my mind, like, I'm not driving. What is it to say I got to have an ID on me right now just walking around from my house? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
and it really pressed me about this whole ID thing. I'm like, I didn't understand. Like, I'm just walking to the store or whatever. Like, why I got to have an ID walking around?
Right. Because,
hold it,
watch this.
Years ago.
So let me say this.
No,
again, let me give the disclaimer. This is not legal advice. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just telling you how I feel off the top of my head. Learn to be polite. And if they are not polite to you, remember, your whole objective in this encounter is to get back home alive.
To get home.
Once you get home, you can file every complaint from A to Z. You can talk to whoever you need to talk to from A to Z. Don't be reaching for your phone trying to record. If you can, just hit record while it's in your pocket. Get the audio because you may not need the video. Trust this, if people have bad intention, including people in uniform, let me say this again, y'all catch this, everybody who wears a uniform ain't an honorable person. Everybody who wears a uniform ain't a good guy or a good gal. There are people out there who have major mental issues. There are people out there who have major issues, period, that they take those issues, and when they wear certain uniforms, they then let those issues flow through that uniform as their way of escape or means of release. You don't want to be on the other end of an individual in a uniform who's having a bad day, that you have nothing about, and all of a sudden you want to go ahead and be like, why you want to see my ID? Okay, because guess what? Your job, in my humble opinion, because I've had it happen. I've had it happen since I've been in law enforcement. I have been dressed as I'm dressed right now and got pulled over by a police officer in Texas that was having a bad day. And he pulled over and he came up to my vehicle. He almost broke my vehicle because he hit it with his flashlight. He almost broke my windshield. Bang, bang, bang. Actually, he cracked it cracked. It actually cracked. Roll your goddamn window down. I rolled it down. I said, officer, listen to what I said. I say this because this is my routine. Hands on steering wheel. I looked, I said, officer, are you having a good day? And how can I help you? Get your ass out the car. I said, officer, I'm taking my hands off the steering wheel and I'm getting out the car. Took my hands off the steering wheel, got out the car. He told me, I assumed the position so quick. I think I assumed it before. As soon as he said it, he didn't even say assume, really. I think he got assume out. I was already assuming the position. Luckily, this officer was accompanied by a partner who wasn't having a bad day. While I'm assuming the position, he's telling his partner, look in the car, look in the car, look in the car. A legal search and seizure. But I'm in the middle of BFE in Texas and can't do nothing because at the end of the day, I'm with these Texas boys. Luckily for me, my credentials was in the vehicle. Old boy grabbed my credentials, looked at his partner and said, "Hey, man." His first word is, "That's probably some fake shit. Run it." I ain't said a word because he is aggressively patting me down to the point it's almost assault. I'm like, dude, you ain't patting me down. You literally throwing rights and lefts to my midsection. Okay. His partner came back and said, "It is who it say it is." Then I didn't get egregious. I turned around, Sean, and here's what I said to him. "Officer, can you tell me why you pulled me over?" His response was, "You should have effing identified yourself." I said, "Officer," my next question, I replied in kind. I said, "Officer, if I had had the opportunity, I would have. However, can you tell me why you pulled me over?" He told me, "Have a nice effing day. Next time, identify yourself when something like this happens." I noted the vehicle number. I noted the vehicle department. And when I got into a safe place and a safe space, I winded up allowing my leadership at that time. I wrote a full report, gave it to my leadership, who transferred that on to his department. I know what came to pass with that. However, at the end of the day, nobody is exempt from bad people doing bad things just because they have on honorable uniforms. You got to remember, I could have got back smart with the man. Hell, I had plenty of artillery in my car. Thank God that the guy caught my ID before he caught the artillery, because I can imagine what would have happened if he had to pull the gun out before he found my ID.
And Joe, going to another tricky question. This is why I'm a military veteran. For those that's watching this, this is why I don't carry. I love whenever they ask me, I'm able to say with confidence and be truthful. I don't have nothing, officer. Like you just said, moments that I've been in, I can only imagine if I had a firearm,
Right.
legal or not.
Right.
I can imagine the escalation. Joe, when I was well, even probably now, when I was a bigger guy, when I was in the gym all the time, they pulled me over. One car pulled me over. Get out the vehicle. I got out the car, get back in the vehicle. They called 3, 4 more cars. Now, for those that's watching, I'm not no big old man. I'm about 5'8". At the time, maybe 200 pounds, give or take, in the gym, doing my thing. I was never 250. I was never 270. But to them, oh no, get back in the car. So imagine if I was carrying. What they was going to do?
Well,
so this is why I don't carry.
Well,
they always say, "Come on, someone, you're a veteran. They got this for free. They got that for free. You get the classes and the concealed license." It's not worth it to me.
Hey, Sean, you don't even need a license in the state of Louisiana.
Yeah, I'm just saying,
But let me, and in other states you don't either. But you, guess what? DWB is real. Driving while black. And you have to understand, sadly, we have to talk to our children this way, because our children, who may be 4 deep in a vehicle, hoodied up, coming from a sporting event, coming from wherever, we have to have these conversations where other folks may not have to have these conversations. Let's just be real about it. Getting pulled over. Let's talk about where we live, Sean. I live in a place called Lafayette, Louisiana. I serve in a municipality called Opelousas, Louisiana. Trust me, a pullover of a vehicle with 4 individuals who happen to be black and brown in Lafayette on the north side or in Opelousas is a lot different than me pulling over 4 white individuals in Youngsville or Broussard. Let's just call a spade a spade.
We
can sit here and ha kiki all we want to, but let's just be real about it.
That's crazy.
If you pull over 4 Bravo Mikes, that's what they're called, black males. If you pull over 4 black males in the north of Lafayette in any type of vehicle or in Opelousas, it's different than pulling over 4 whiskey Mikes for white males in a vehicle in Youngsville or Broussard. Now, don't get me wrong. The pullover may be the same. And there may have been a valid reason for the pullover in all cases. But I promise you, if the individuals approach the vehicle, they will approach, and guess what? If you're pulling over a Cutlass in the hood, it's different than pulling over a Beamer in Youngsville or Broussard. Let's just call it what it is. And see, until folk realize in a good professional law enforcement individual's mind, a pullover is a pullover, regardless if they're white or black, regardless if they're driving a hoopty or they're driving a fancy car, because a good law enforcement officer knows just because you're driving a nice car, just because you're wearing nice clothes, does not mean you may not be up to something nefarious, or does not mean that you're just completely an innocent individual that forgot that their tail light is broke, that didn't know that their tail light was broke, that didn't know that they didn't signal before they changed lane. See, so you gotta understand this. A good law enforcement officer, is the reason they pull you over is A, lawful, and B, to advise you that maybe you did or did not know that you broke the law. And guess what? Good law enforcement officers won't always write you a ticket. They will pull you over and say, hey, did you know that when you turn this lane, you're supposed to turn on your turn signal? And you go, officer, I thought I did, but I didn't do it. No, you didn't. I'm going to give you a warning this time. See, good law enforcement officers ain't out there trying to write tickets. They're trying to protect and serve. They're trying to let you know that what you did could have caused a major accident, could have caused you to lose your life, somebody else to lose your life because you forgot to turn on the turn signal.
Right.
So understand that. Understand that. Go ahead, Sean.
No, let's keep this going, right? Let's talk about the line of questions that they ask. For years, I always wondered to myself, why are you asking me where I just came from? Like, there is no wrong answer to this question. I'm not doing it right now. I can say I left the crack house. I left the whole house. What am I going to say that's egregious right now? Or the vice versa. Oh, where you going? Why do you know where I'm going? I'm not there, but a guy told me.
Sean, let's do this. I know how to handle this situation. So watch this. John, you're going to be the police officer, though you're not a police officer. I know you do security, but hold on. You've got enough knowledge from Facebook and from other folks and from people that you know. Pull me over. Pull me over. And watch this. Sean, I want you to ask me any question. You can ask the most asinine question you want in this world. Okay, you done pulled me over. Here I am. Yeah. Sean done pulled me over. Okay, yeah. Sean, ask me a question.
Do you know how fast you were going? Are you aware how fast you were going, sir?
Officer, why did you pull me over? And understand, I don't feel like answering any questions without a lawyer present. Have you read me my rights, sir? Am I being detained for a crime?
Well, where are you coming from at this time of morning?
Officer, once again, are you detaining me for a crime? Why did you pull me over?
Where are you going? Where are you headed to? What's your address? Where's your residence? Are you resisting?
No, officer. Officer, do you need me to take my hands off the steering wheel? Do you need my ID? Why you pull me over, officer?
Matter of fact, go ahead and step out. Matter of fact, go ahead and step out.
No problem, officer. see, family, listen to me. Your job is to make it back home alive. I wasn't being ugly. Now, he might receive that as ugly, but officer, why? As you notice, he never twice told me why I pulled. He said, did you know? Hold it. Officer, are you pulling me over for? All you got to do is say, I'm pulling you over because I clocked you doing such and such and a such and such. See, if you don't tell me the supposed crime I committed, guess what? Why are we talking? And officer, I already made it clear to you. Have you read me my rights? And I do not want to talk to you without a lawyer.
But the reason why I raised that point, Joe, you know, this being in school, my law enforcement homeboy said, well, Sean, based on the training that we get, I'm asking you the question. Honest, I'm trying to hear your voice pattern, your voice cadence. I'm trying to get your body language. I'm trying to see a
Okay.
tail, and they call it
Okay.
a tail, right? I'm trying to get a
Okay.
tail on.
So let me
Are
drop
you
this.
inebriated? Are
Okay.
you?
Since I am right now a PhD student at Walden University in criminal justice, let me tell y'all something that any professor would tell you. You, as an American citizen, born in the United States of America, falling under all the rights and privileges of the Constitution, you don't have to say a mumbling word to nobody about nothing when asked questions that may incriminate you in any shape, form, or fashion. Sir, where did you just come from? I just came from a hoe's house and I'm married and I'm trying to get back home. Guess what? That's a moral crime. I'm not going to incriminate myself. I'm not answering that question. I may just can't. Well, hold it. Sir, if you pull me over, you got to pull me over for a lawful reason. You can't just pull me over because you felt like it. You have to tell me what in the statute of the law did I do? Did I forget to turn my turn signal on? And guess what? Baby, listen, at 10 minutes to the top of the hour, there is buku for y'all folk who are country. There are buku laws that I can pull you over for at any given time because y'all break the law constantly. Do you know how many people I'm in my unmarked, because I drive around, and so those who don't know, and I'll let it be known, I drive around in an unmarked vehicle. It looks just like your vehicle, and I switch vehicles sometimes weekly, daily, monthly. So you don't never know what I'm going to be in. But I drive, and guess what? I'm right beside a person, and they texting their ass off while they driving. That, ladies and gentlemen, is against the law. Now, you can go ahead and fake the funk, and I pull you over if I was a traffic cop and be like, ma'am, you are egregiously texting and on the phone, and that's against the law. And you can argue me all you want to. Oh, you're just picking at me. No, there's a law that says you can't do that. And if I pull you over, guess what? I subpoena your cell phone records. You're going to lose. You're going to lose because it's going to show at the time that I pulled you over with my body cam and with the video cam from the vehicle that all matches up together that you were texting back and forth with whoever you were texting. Just don't do it. Just don't. Do you know? Listen, family, until you wind up being the victim of a person who was either driving impaired, driving while texting, or driving while under the influence, you wouldn't be feeling where I'm coming from right now. But if you that mother right now who lost a child because somebody was texting and driving and they veered over and had a head-on collision and now your child is dead, then you'd be looking at things. See, that's our problem. We don't look at the law and what the law does until the law affects us. Until the roosters come cackling at our house, we don't. Until the chickens come to roost at our home, all of a sudden, oh man, y'all too egregious. Y'all want to be super cops. No, until you got to go and identify your kid at the morgue, or your wife at the morgue, or your spouse at the morgue, or your mom and dad at the morgue because of the egregious act of some dummy that all they had to do was let it wait until they got home. You can have this text conversation somewhere else. Go ahead, Sean.
If anybody watching this is not a parent of an older child, there is nothing more scary to me as a parent than getting a phone call from my kids like they got pulled over, bro.
Right.
All my kids grown now. And as they all became legal drivers, it puts you on the edge every night. Like, man, they driving on the road. Because I know how I am, how I handle myself getting pulled over. I got to ensure in real time, they remember everything I told them for all them years.
You know what makes me laugh, Sean?
That's a big fear, man.
Sean, and I'm not trying to be ugly when I say this. This literally makes me giggle. How folks don't want the police until they want the police to deal with their issues when somebody do them wrong. Let me say that again. When you are the villain, you the first one to try to villainize the police. Oh, they were too aggressive. Okay, your child goes and murders somebody, but when the police come and get your child, they were too aggressive with my child. Your child just took a life. Okay, when you the villain or your relative is the villain or your relative is the individual on the run, all of a sudden now the popo ain't worth a flip. They ain't worth ish. You know them old ugly nasty popos. Okay, but soon as you come to be the other V, the victim, then it's go find them, go get them now, do them something. They killed my baby. They just shouldn't have killed my baby. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't, when you the villain, oh, you want us to be ta-ta. But then when you the victim, you kick the door in, go get them. They killed my baby. If they try something, kill them back. Oh, wait a minute. Because that's called vigilante justice. Justice is supposed to be even. That's why, right to this day, I've been in this game 8 years, Sean. 8 years. This is my 8th year. Going into my 8th year. Guess what I tell people? Every time I'm in a position that we are arresting somebody and I can speak a positive word to them, regardless of what they have been accused of, guess what I tell them? Want to be okay. I pray that you get what you need and have the representation you need. And guess what? Though it might look ugly now, guess what? Just know God forgives all. Except blasphemy. That's what the Bible say. But hey, you can murder somebody and ask God for forgiveness. You may never get forgiveness from the person you killed or their family. Go ahead, Sean.
I had another question on our basis, the Call of Duty. Another question in that lane. You're playing it. I'm not in that world, but I know they're on the headphones and they're connecting with people all over. Do you think it's kind of on a slit, like a little a recruiting ground or a breeding ground for some of these little sales and things that pop up and all these?
It can be. And let me say this, not with Call of Duty. Let me say this. Let me once again, when folks have ill intent, when folks are pedophile, Epstein files, they're releasing the Epstein files. When folks are pedophiles,
the point too.
Hold it. When folks are pedophiles, when folks have ill intentions, folks who have ill intentions are going to do what they're going to do, and you can't stop them. Like you said, when you begin to do certain things and you keep doing it, and all of a sudden what you're doing becomes a habit or a second nature. For example, I found out something a few months ago that I'm still laughing about. Though the statistics don't reflect it, there are women out there buying more henna than there are brothers out there buying the coochie. It's just the underground of buying men is so kept quiet. It's kind of like, it's kind of like abuse. You hear about female abuse all the time. When females are abused sexually, physically, you hear about it immediately. There are 50 million programs out there, and it should be 50 million programs out there because that abuse should not be tolerated in any shape, form, or fashion. But when you hear about male abuse, male spouse abuse, or male abuse, period, when it comes to sexual abuse from women, you hear very little about it. Because men don't, She hit you up outside the head with a skillet and she whooping your tail every day. And if you don't come home and bring home the check or whatever, you getting poked with a hot iron or whatever. You better not say nothing about that, partner. A lot of things are going on that you have absolutely no idea about. And like I tell people, just because people ain't reporting it and ain't talking about it don't mean it ain't happening. 2 minutes. Sean, how long can I get you, man? How long I got you for today?
I can get 10 more. I can give you 10 more. Hot 10. Hot 10 piece.
Hot 10.
10 piece spicy.
All right, family. We're going to do just a little bit of overtime because I've got to do a lot today. Listen, understand this. I'm going to make this clear to y'all with what I'm about to say right now. And you can take it how you want to. I see there's a lot of folks jumping on. Happy holidays to all of you who celebrate the holiday. Bad people are going to be bad people regardless of what profession they may be in. I'm at a new place with folks. I don't care if you're a politician. I don't care if you're a preacher. I don't care if you're a teacher. I don't care if you're the police. If you ain't about ish, just because you have a position don't mean all of a sudden you're a good person. Bad people get put in good positions every day. Hoes, 304s, hoes, 304s, 304s wear priest uniforms, pastor uniforms, they teachers, preachers, politicians. 304s are everywhere. 304s are executive. 304s are rich. 304s are poor. Oh, that sounds like a rap song. Somebody might need to come out there.
Not no. Different reference for the people that's the cultural reference. That's a beeper code, right? 304.
Hey, hoes. Hoes. Somebody. I remember Luda said, "I got hoes."
In different
area codes, right? So listen. In other words, they everywhere. And guess what? They clerks. They managers. They nurses. They doctors. People who are loosey-goosey sexually and loosey-goosey flirtatiously and morally are everywhere, and they wear all type of uniforms. They belong to all type of professions. So watch this, and here's what y'all got to stop doing. Y'all got to stop mixing moral immoralities and moral discretions with legal problems. Because guess what? If the legal ain't in it, don't put the legal in it. See, because too many times y'all try to make it seem like, because guess what? Everybody lie, everybody embellish, and everybody does some type of immoral wrongness. Stop mixing God's law with the legal man law. Those are two different laws, family. From a brother who's going to school now for law. And let me tell you something. Y'all mix too much laws and try to make it seem like, well, this is why I did this, is because, no, morally, you right. Morally, they shouldn't did that. But because they morally screwed you over doesn't mean you need to illegally handle them. Just because I morally do something wrong to you doesn't mean that gives you the right all of a sudden to pull out a gun, fight me, assault me, or whatever. Guess what? Sometimes you got to handle it at the same level that it was handled with you. You don't flip it over. See, that's the problem. Too many of y'all, remember these words, facts, feelings, hearsay. Too many of y'all don't stick to the facts. Y'all stay in y'all feelings, and all y'all do is listen to hearsay. Some folks I know, if I tell them one thing, they're going to run and tell everybody. Go ahead, Sean.
I want to add into that, though, and just because something is legal, it don't make it right. Because at one point, slavery was legal. At one point, discrimination was legal. At one point, segregation was legal. So all these, we can name 50 things that was legal. It didn't make it right.
That was not moral. That was not moral. Right.
Yeah,
We had legal laws. We had legal laws that says you're not breaking the law if you do this, but we all knew that wasn't morally right. Hold on. For all my, y'all about to cuss me out again. Go ahead. For all my folks that tote this thing around and talk about, oh, let me touch you. Let me oil you up like you a chicken dinner and get ready to fry your ass. Listen, folks use this and the anointing to enslave you. And until you address how they use this piece of literature to indoctrinate and validate them enslaving you, you will never have me in your commercialized building. You will never have me back in a place where I'll visit. But I'm sitting there going, man, y'all ain't even addressed the real issue. The real issue is how they have used this to colonize and enslave Black and brown folk all over the world. All over the, and watch this. And once again, I love when people like Douglas Guidry say stuff like this, because that lets me know you deep into Facebook, you deep into hearsay, you deep into wah. I said this same statement one of my first weeks in class. And my professor, Professor Dunleavy, told me a new butthole. And he asked me the question I'm going to ask you, Douglas. Define the unjust law and tell me, how did it become unjust? And Douglas will probably give the same crickets I gave because I tried to come up with something fancy because I'm a wordsmith. And guess what my professor told me? That's a whole bunch of hogwash and bullshit you just said. Because here's the fact. If a law is established through legal ramification, it is not unjust. It is a law. It may be, in your opinion, immoral. He said, right now, Roe versus Wade is no longer a law. When it was a law, it was the law. And even though your opinion of Roe versus Wade may have been, oh man, that ain't right. It's still a law. Just because you feel like it ain't right, don't make that it ain't a law. And that's the problem. You can't tag a law unjust just because you don't like it. At the end of the day, the law is the law. He brought it to me in this best way. Professor Dunleavy and Professor Williams brought it to me this way, and he blessed my soul. He said, watch Pirates of the Caribbean and notice when the brother brought the book out and said, wait a minute, this is the law. Your interpretation or your feeling about the law is non and void. It's the law. And until that law changes, it's going to stay the law.
He gave an answer, Joe. He said the black laws in Louisiana. Was his response? The black laws, it's an example, I suppose. The black laws in Louisiana, Joe, what you got for that?
Hold it. What I have is the law is the law until the law is changed. And once again, we got to go deeper into folks not understanding the political system or the legal system. All we doing is trying to sound good to make us look good. Douglas, you ain't that fucking smart, just like me. I discovered real quick, I ain't as fucking smart as I think I am. So you can run around and act like you smart, but you not. We all big dummies because I have sit in rooms now and said, man, I did not even know that because I now understand until I'm not a lawyer, nor is the degree that I'm trying to obtain will make me a lawyer. I have a lot of respect for lawyers. What I'm saying is, and I want you to understand this, and you can say what you want to. No, first of all, let me be real about this book. This book is whatever you decide this book to be, but at the end of the day, all it is a book with words in it. Prove me wrong. That's all it is. If you decide, guess what? If there are folks who live by other books and say this is their Bible. That just means I believe in this so strongly that I live my life according to the words that are inside this book. But at the end of the day, it's just a book with words. How you interpret the words and how you decide to craft your life by the words, that's what makes the difference. I'm not trying to Douglas, call you out or make you seem a certain way. Douglas, I think you're a very intelligent, good brother who's been through a lot, who survived a lot. But Douglas, I've had to look myself in the mirror and say, I'm not as smart as I thought I was. I'm really a dummy. And guess what? Every day that I'm in class, sometimes I realize in my research and my studies as I attempt, and I believe I'll be successful in my attempt to obtain this PhD in criminal justice, I realized something. There's a lot of shit I thought I knew, I don't know. And the reason I thought I knew it was because I listened to everybody around me who didn't know either. So here you are getting information from folk who think they know, but they don't know. Because if you ever try that in a court of law, where everybody in there knows the law, you'll come to find out you don't know the law. That's why they tell you, you can self-represent yourself in a legal courtroom. I wouldn't advise it. Because you don't know process procedures and you don't know the law. You don't know the law. You don't know that RS 14-13-1 will tell you to refer to RS 15-14-3 that says it was revived in such and such and such and such. Refer back to this. You don't know that. Go ahead, sir.
I want to insert a historical moment right here. This is the power of the Black Panther Party that's not talked about enough. They would spend so many years studying law. So whenever Angela Davis is in court representing herself, Assata Shakur is representing Afeni Shakur and won her case, by the way, they spend so much time studying the letter of the law. When they walk around carrying rifles and all that, and the cops didn't like it, they knew at the time, back then, you could do that. And you can't stop me.
John, I'm going to say something that I read in one of Malcolm's writings. Malcolm said, the reason I never got a piece of paper from an institution that was established by the colonists that chose to enslave me was that knowledge was stolen from my people anyway. You can't take the knowledge that I put in my head, and just because I put it in my head and I don't have a paper hanging on the wall that says I paid you for knowledge that you literally went and took from my people, now you have a problem. No, the way I speak, conduct, and carry myself will reflect. I know just as much, if not more than you, because I have taken out the time to study and
Hey,
show myself approved.
and guess what, Joe? Now I'm gonna go to the universities, to Ivy League schools, and run circles around here behind.
Right, right. I'm right,
Run
right.
circles around here behind.
So Douglas, and I'm not trying to have a debate with you. Once again, let me say
I know
this.
you're doing your thing, Joe. I got to dip out for the family.
Okay,
But,
good.
hey, happy holidays to everybody, man. I really, really love y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Happy holidays, man.
If you can be on again tomorrow, because we're gonna be wrapping this up as we get toward the end of the year.
Okay, you got it.
Okay. So Sean is gone. Douglas, me and you, before I get up out of here, let me say the following. Man, I got all the respect in the world for you and every other person who ever decides to jump on this podcast. And I'm not in any shape, form, or fashion trying to say anything that is criticizing you from a point that you feel like I'm attacking you. That's not it. What I am saying this is that, look, we all have our way of seeing things. We all have our philosophies and our ways of moving forward in this thing called life. I say it constantly. I'm not here to tell you what to think or how to think. I am here to tell you, please think. You know, you can look and say, well, Joe, you're dancing around the subject. You're not answering my question. I'll never answer the question the way you want it, because you wanted me, as a professor once told me in class, you're wanting me to say you're right and I'm wrong. There is no right and wrong. There is interpretation. And the question is, who has the validation of the interpretation? Like, for example, when you go into a courtroom, since we're going to talk about law, in a courtroom, the validation of the interpretation is the person sitting on the bench who has now either been elected to or appointed as the judge. That is the person who, at the end of the day, regardless of how good your argument is or how well you have prepared yourself for an argument, to argue a legal precedence. At the end of the day, what that judge says is, that judge says they side with you, then you can, at the end of the day, pat yourself on the back and say, woo, we put it together good. If he doesn't side with you, you can appeal it and say, man, I don't think he saw what I wanted him to see. And you can go through the process. But at the end of the day, the adjudication of any argument that is legal, the judges have the power. And I hate to say this 12 minutes past the hour as I get ready to get up out of here, because I got things to do today. We have to understand who we put in power to make laws. Half of y'all don't know who makes the laws. Half of y'all don't know who enforces the law. Half of y'all don't know who interprets the law. And you don't know the power of your vote. If you did know the power of your vote, you wouldn't use it so willy-nilly, and you wouldn't be so quick to just give it away just because you like a person. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Now, I have highly intelligent listeners and people who own here, but most folks don't know who enforces the law, who makes the law, who interprets the law, who prosecutes the law, who says, yes, you're right, yes, you're wrong. Most folks don't know that, nor do they know how those people got those jobs. They don't. Because if they did, they would vote, and would vote as if their life depended on it. Because in all actuality, your way of life, maybe not your way of life along with your physical life, depends on it. Look right now, look at healthcare. There is so much that your either vote or not voting for will affect within the next 90 days. But yet You sit there acting as if you're powerless when you have more power than you could ever imagine. I can't tell you who you are if you don't know who you are. 14 minutes past the hour. It's time for me to get up out of here. I really appreciate everybody who jumped on. I know the holidays is up on us. Big ups to all the people. Douglas, give me a call when you get a chance. Because you know I'm the type person, if I said something and I pray I didn't say nothing to offend you, my brother, but I'm be exact. Forget you calling me. I'm gonna call you as soon as I get off to make sure we good, bro. Because at the end of the day, like I tell people, I'm here to begin the conversation. I am a conversation starter. Sometimes I'm right, and sometimes I'm wrong as two left shoes. I'm man enough to stand there and tell you after further review, maybe I saw this thing wrong. But family, we've got to understand we have a lot of power. And many a times, because we don't understand the power we have, we walk around as if we're powerless. No, you have a lot of power. You just have to learn how to work together, come as one, build as one, work as one, and build up as one. Brother Sean brought it up with the Black Panthers. We have models of how we, without any outside interference, took care of our own with no problem. Oh, we had issues. And we may had some small things, but we had a system that worked for the greater good of us all. Got nothing but love for y'all. Let me get ready to get up out of here, family. I got work to do. On the day before Christmas Eve, yeah, I got work to do. And I think we all got work to do. So let me get out of here and do it the way I always do it. Listen, I should have tried to play some Christmas music. I told me you should have played some Christmas music on your way out. Y'all want me to play some Christmas music? Let me see. Can I? Let me see. Can I find something to play? On my way out. Oh my God. Somebody just sent me a message. Said, man, play some Christmas music. Yeah, listen, for those of you who celebrate the holiday, and I do, I was raised up celebrating Christmas. I'm going to be very honest with you. A lot of my philosophies toward a lot of things are changing. I don't know why. I haven't put my finger on the why, but it's beginning to change. And I don't think it's a bad change, but nevertheless, it is beginning to change. For those of you who celebrate the holidays, listen, happy holiday. Happy holiday. Find something to play, y'all. Or something. Buy y'all something. I'm gonna make y'all laugh. So I'm down in Louisiana. I'm down in the state of Louisiana, the great state of Louisiana. I'm originally from Tennessee. So, of course, we have our own style of music down here in Louisiana and in Tennessee. But down here, one of the big names in music is Master P. A lot of people know Master P started off with the Ice Cream Man. That's where most folks know Master P from back in the day, the Ice Cream Man. So DJ Too Cool, got to follow him on Instagram. Good guy, DJ Too Cool. He's from down in New Orleans. So I'm going to leave you with a little Christmas music with a little twist. Yeah, let me leave you with a little Christmas music with a little twist. And I'm going to play the song, then I'm going to get up out of here like I normally get up out of here. So here you go. See, can I get it right? Do a little work here.
Ice Cream Man.
She didn't see me creep. Gosh, dance to the beat. She thought that I was in my big round sleep. Then I saw mommy jingle dance the clock. So strong.
Well, of course, I can't play it too long. They're going to jump me for the algorithm. So listen, family. some of y'all gonna see Mama kissing Santa Claus tomorrow night and Christmas Day. Just know that Santa ain't who you think Santa really is. That's all I can say with that. The Jackson 5, Ice Cream Man, Master P, DJ Too Cool. That is my dog down there in New Orleans. Y'all follow him on Instagram. Listen, let me get up out of here. Remember this, family. Remember. Be better today than you were yesterday. And do something today to bless somebody some way that no matter what you do, there's no earthly way you could ever pay them back. And remember, there is no secret what God can do. What he has done for others, willing he can do for you. But what God is, nothing or no one can stand against you. Be blessed. Have a good one. We'll be back tomorrow for Christmas Eve. We are counting down to the end of the show on the 31st. I'll be out. I'll be on sabbatical until July the 1st. But just know that y'all got this. I got this. Look, we up out of here. Have a blessed one. Peace.